Okay, so here's the small intestines. It has the same layers as the ones in the stomach. Um, we'll start out with the duodenum. This is where the stomach or the small intestines begin. Here's where it will connect to the stomach, and it will come around. The duodenum is the first 10 to 12 inches. It's where most of the absorption and digestion occurs. Right here on the duodenum, we have incoming here is the pancreatic ducts, and then the common bile duct is the green one coming. And together we call those the duodenal papilla. Okay, the next part of the small intestine is the jejunum, which is the next 8 feet. It's the upper portion up here of the small intestine. And then we come down into the lower portion, which is the ileum, which is the last 12 feet of the small intestine. Take this little piece off right here. In here you can see the folds. Again, this is just like the stomach. They have a lot of folds to increase surface areas, and those are called plicae, or also called circular folds. And on these there are the villi, which are finger-like projections for more surface area again. Contain a lot of blood for absorption, whatnot, and also lymph vessels. Okay, and then right in here we have the iliacal sphincter. This is where the small intestines, which would be coming in through here, meet the large intestine. Okay, in this entire portion, once I get this back on, this entire portion is the large intestine. The large intestines is where water and vitamin K absorption occurs. It's also where the formation of feces happens. Very little food is left by the time it gets to this point. But there are a lot of E. coli that will digest the food we cannot, and then we will in turn, when the E. coli die, digest them. Okay, so we're going to start out with the first part of the colon is the cecum, which is this part basically that came off. It's a little sac on the back of the cecum right down here. This is your appendix. In current anatomy, it has no purpose, but it used to produce white blood cells and lymphocytes. Okay, now going up the right side in the body, this would be on the right side. This is the ascending colon. The top part is the transverse colon. Then you have the descending colon. And then this S-shaped part right here is what we call the sigmoid colon. Other parts of the large intestines are between the ascending and transverse colon. We have what's called the hepatic flexure, which is a bend for the liver. And then on the other side, we have the splenic flexure, which is for the spleen. Running along the length, because the colon is so flexible, we have what's called the tenai coli, which is to keep it from stretching too far, and because it would stretch till ripped. And then we have these vertical lines here, and they go all the way around. These are called sacculations or haustra. They're just segments along, and again, they're to increase surface area. Going back inside the colon, you have these semilunar folds, also called mucosal folds. Just like in the stomach and the small intestines, they're there to increase surface area. Then moving on, we have the rectum. You have the anus, which is the straight tube where fecal matter will build up. You have the external anal sphincter, which is right here and right here. Those are skeletal muscles where we have voluntary control, and then we also have on either side internal anal sphincters where those are smooth muscle, and we have no control, and that is